Fantasy Football Factory Week 13. We are going over the Sunday slate. We had a special Thanksgiving episode for that awesome Thursday slate. We're taping this on Tuesday, so hopefully the games turn out as awesome as the point totals would indicate. But I'm here with the King of the South, Mincy. We got Moody in the Sticks. I am Stephen Che. We are brought to you by the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Shout out to the DraftKings Pick 6 app. Super easy to use. Sign up for the action using promo code FACTORY, FACTORY, when you download the Pick 6 app. If you don't know what it is, it's super easy to use. Just pick 2 or more players have more or less than a certain stat. Will Josh Allen have more or less than 24.5 rushing yards? Will Patrick, or I want to use a player that's playing Sunday. Will Bucky Irving have more or less than 49.5 rushing yards? Combine more players to make an even bigger payout. Download the Pick 6 app. Use promo code FACTORY. New DraftKings customers play $5, get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Shout out to Pick 6 again. Promo code FACTORY when you download that. All right, let's talk about the Sunday slate. Not as appealing.
No, I just went through it. It's bad. The Bills Steelers is the only
bad
total in the high 40s.
So the Bears Eagles is Friday. We're not going to go over that. But yeah, the Bills Steelers is the only game that's above 45.5. In this one, we're not going to talk about Monday or Sunday night. Or Friday, but here is the slate. So we got AFC South battle, Jacksonville at Tennessee. 41.5 is the total. The Jags favored by 6.5 on the road. We got the Falcons going to the Jets. Falcons favored by 2.5. 39.5 is the total there. We got the Rams going to the rudderless Panthers. 10.5 point favorites on the road are the LA Rams. 45.5 is the total. We got the Saints going to Miami. Miami favored by 6 points. 41.5 is the total there. We got the Cardinals going to Tampa. Bucks favored by 3. Right now, it is uncertain if Baker Mayfield is going to play. It looks like he has a low-grade shoulder sprain, and he should be able to play, but we will see when that becomes official. We're taping this on Tuesday. 45.5 is the total there. San Francisco going to Cleveland. Niners favored by 6 on the road in a short week. 40.5 is the total. We got an AFC South battle again with the Texans going to Indy in a big game. Colts favored by 4.5. 44.5 is total. Vikings going to the Seahawks. We are unsure who's going to start right now for the Minnesota Vikings at quarterback. Seahawks favored by 10.5. 41.5 is total. And then Buffalo going to Pittsburgh. Buffalo favored by 3.5 on the road. 47.5 is the total. That's the highest of the day. And then finally, the Raiders, fresh off of firing Chip Kelly, going to the Chargers in a divisional game. Chargers favored by 9.5 points. 41.5 is the total. Mincy, which game stands out to you on the Sunday slate?
Well, like you said, I mean, we just did our Thanksgiving episode, and that was a celebration of all things fantasy. And this, and it's it's a give and a take. When you have that many good Thanksgiving games, you have Bears Eagles Friday, you have a Sunday night and Monday night.
You can spend time with your family on Sunday.
Yeah, we're suffering on Sunday here. I mean, these are some rough matchups. I mean, Bills Steelers is obviously the highest over under.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt Stafford's so hot that anytime he takes the field, you got to feel good, but he's expensive. I mean, dude, this is a brutal slate because Indy always scores a lot of points at home, but I would add, Moody talked in our last pod about how he doesn't like going against Green Bay or KC. I don't like effing with that Houston defense, dude.
Yeah.
Those guys are they are unbelievable. Man, this is brutal. I guess maybe interesting, Sam Darnold playing against Minnesota, his old team from last year.
Yep.
That's one I'm looking at. But this is not good, man. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, it's pretty tough.
Yeah, Moody, what game stands out to you on this schedule?
I'm actually looking at Arizona and Tampa Bay. I think I think the Bucks switch defenses with the Cowboys, to be honest with you, because that Bucks defense has looked rough lately. The question is, will Baker Mayfield play in that game? It sounds like it's more about pain management with the AC joint. Yeah. Knowing Baker Mayfield, he probably guts it out. It felt like he made the smart decision to sit him out in the second half last week. I kind of expect him to be back in there. So if he plays, I think that could be a potential shootout. And Arizona's offense has looked pretty good with Jacoby Brissett. And then, I think Bills Steelers is one you definitely have to look at too.
I would say I agree with Arizona Tampa being one of the better games of the day. This is rough. I think Texans Colts is probably the most interesting. from just who is going to really take control. I know the Jags are right in the mix for the top of the division, but the Texans are surging, 44.5 that total. If they beat the Colts, I mean, this all of a sudden becomes a wide open AFC South race. I am interested to see what the Raiders look like without Chip Kelly, because he got canned. How much of that blame was on him? The offensive line has been horrible. They're certainly throwing the ball a lot. And the offensive line has been really bad. But, I mean, if you ask any offensive line to throw it, 85% of the time, it's not usually gonna be very good. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. Just looking at the lines, I feel like, I mean, I'm a Jags hater, so, the Titans are due for a win. Are they going to get against Jacksonville? I mean, Jacksonville has no receivers, but they're just going to run the piss out of the ball. I think that could be tough sledding, but I wouldn't be crazy surprised if the Titans won that game. I don't see how the Panthers beat the Rams.
The Panthers are the worst 500 team at this point in the NFL I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like, I don't know, they're 6-6, but I mean, it's I don't know, it's not good.
Yeah, I could see the Browns beating the Niners.
They beat them 2 years ago at home.
Yeah, their defense is just so good. Niners coming off a short week and traveling, 40.5 the total. Shedeur, left some to be desired. He did throw a touchdown pass on that screen pass to Dylan Sampson. But I could see that being an upset, and I could also see the Raiders just outright beating the Chargers this week. The Chargers have been terrible.
You just can't block.
The Raiders with a new offensive coordinator.
Also, the division game underdogs is a thing, man. Whenever you see the division games, you really never know.
Yeah. I can also see the Jets beating the Falcons. So
I mean oh God.
Yeah, I mean all those teams are all those games are bad. The Bucs will be getting Bucky Irving back, which I'm excited about. Chris Godwin just came back, albeit on a pitch count. The Bucs schedule the last 6 weeks of the season is crazy. Their next 3 games are at home. They're home to Arizona, home to I believe it's New Orleans, and then home to Atlanta. Then they're at Carolina, at Miami, and then home to Carolina. So a very, very favorable schedule for the Bucs to get right going into the playoffs and hopefully, get healthy. Hopefully Evans comes back at the end of December as we are hoping, and Jalen McMillan back very soon as well.
I know this is crazy to say, but you're talking about the Bucs thing, and I was with you on the stream Sunday night. Like, this would be the time to buy in with that schedule coming and the fact that Carolina, you still feel like you're going to win the division.
Yes.
I mean, because the odds right now, I'm going to look it up right now, but
they're going to be favored to win the division for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you want to, take a shot at them making a run in the playoffs, this is the time to get it because, they look so bad Sunday.
They're going to have a home playoff game.
I'm curious. I'm looking up the futures right now.
But the problem is, it looks like as of right now, based on their, recent skid, they've lost 4 of their last 5, 3 in a row. It looks like they're going to be the 4 seed, assuming they win the division, get in which case you're playing the best team that did not win a division. So you're looking at, potentially Seattle, who they did beat, maybe Detroit, Green Bay, Chicago, one of those teams.
Still, though, I just got faith in Baker, man. And right now I looked it up. Tampa's 19-1 to win the NFC. I think it's worth the flyer. I really do. If you're going to take
it now. They got to get that defense right.
Yeah, they were missing 2 of their 4 best cornerbacks on Sunday, but yeah, the defense looked bad the past 2 weeks. So we'll see. We definitely need to turn around. All right, let's go over the positions in DraftKings. So this is going to be this classic Sunday slate. So again, just get games on Sunday, excluding the Sunday night game. We have $50,000 in DraftKings bucks, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, a flex, a tight end, and a defense/special teams. All right, let's go over the market. Quarterbacks, top of the market, Josh Allen, 7,500, Matthew Stafford, 7,000, Justino Herbert, 6,500, Daniel Jones, 6,300, Brock Purdy, 6,000, Baker Mayfield, 5,900. You get all the way down to Mason Rudolph, 4,600, Davis Mills, 4,500, Geno Smith, 4,500, Teddy Bridgewater, if he starts, 4,400, Tyler Shuck, 4,400. Tyrod Taylor looks like is going to be the cheapest to start. Or no, Tyrod Taylor, 4,300. Shadur Sanders, 4,200 is the cheapest starting quarterback. Mincy, who do you like in the quarterback market?
I mean, I hate this because Moody already jumped on it. I may be stealing his thunder, but I'm going Jacoby Brissett at 5,800 just because of Tampa's pass defense looking so bad. I looked at Josh Allen at 7,500, but part of me is a little weird about that at Pittsburgh. I know everybody thinks shootout, but sometimes those games there get mucked up a little bit. I don't know if I trust it to spend the money. I think Brissett's going to throw for a lot of yards against Tampa, so I'm going to go with that.
Let me just give you guys something to look at. Is that a prop for Sunday? Jacoby Brissett passing attempts.
Okay.
Teams generally do not run the ball against the Bucs, but if you look at Jacoby Brissett's last 3 games with the Cardinals as the starter, 44 passing attempts, 57 passing attempts, 49 passing attempts.
Wow.
I would be surprised if he's under. Like, this line, I don't think they can put it at more than 39.5, which is huge. It's more than likely going to be over. So that's most likely going to be my favorite prop for Sunday's Jacoby Brissett passing attempts. All right, Moody, what quarterback do you like for this Sunday?
I like Jacoby Brissett. I mean, I really do. I was kind of setting that up. Mincy did steal it, but you know what? That's all right. I'll forgive him. It's not like he's never done it before. I think Josh Allen.
I admit that. It's true.
It's all good. It's all good. I think Josh Allen, he's expensive though. 7,500 makes sense. And then Cam Ward maybe at 4,600. I think if you're really going bottom of the barrel, but Jacoby Brissett is my favorite play.
I am looking at a couple, and one that I really don't hate, and he really screwed me on Sunday because I was hoping he threw an interception to cash my parlay. Geno Smith. I just think once you fire the coordinator, he was clearly unhappy on Sunday. I do think they're going to run the ball more, which is going to help the passing game, I believe. $4,500. Geno Smith is someone I'm willing to take a flyer on in Sunday's slate. All right, let's go to the running back market. Jonathan Taylor, $9,800. Big drop. Christian McCaffrey, $9,300. Bijan Robinson, $8,500. Devon Achane, $8,300. James Cook, $7,600. Big drop down to Bucky Irving, $7,000. Rico Dowdle, $6,900. Kyron Williams, $6,600. Travis Etienne, $6,500. Goes down by hundreds after that. You can go all the way down to, let's see somebody that's in this range.
Devin Neal at 5,000.
Devin Neal, 5,000.
That's a high price for him.
You do Ray Davis, $4,000 off that incredible kick return he had on Sunday. Moody, who stands out to you in the running back market?
I planted my flag last week with Travis Etienne. Gave me a 20 ball. So I'm going back there once again against Tennessee at 6,500. I like him quite a bit. And then I'm going Kyron Williams against Carolina. Carolina's pass defense is good, but their run defense is not. I think this is a week where maybe Matthew Stafford and the Rams don't throw it around quite as much. They give it to Kyron Williams. Everybody I was seeing in groups like, why is Kyron not getting touches? Blah, 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 blah. He's getting touches against Carolina. I think the Rams play from ahead. They run with Kyron quite a bit in this game. I think Blake Corum could even get some run late. But I like the two, not the highest price running backs, but Kyron Williams, Travis Etienne. Those are my two this week.
I like that Williams theory. But I'm going with, look, it's expensive, but I'm going with Achane against the Saints. I just think that things are bad right now, boys. I mean, I knew it was going to be bad going into this year. But what happened on Sunday, when you're playing Atlanta without their starting quarterback and without their star receiver, Drake London, and that effort we saw Sunday against the arch rival, that was the lowest it's been as a Saints fan. That was the all-time low, to lose by 2 touchdowns at home to a beat-up, bad Atlanta team. And I think Achane's going to just absolutely crush New Orleans on Sunday in Miami. Miami's been showing some signs of life lately. They had the win at home against the Bills. They pulled out that game against the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
But I just like Achane. And then I'm leaning into ATN as my second one because I just think it's going to be ugly and they're going to run the ball. But I'm having to spend some money on those two, but that's what I'm doing.
I saved a little bit of money with the quarterback market. I like Bijan Robinson, who's third highest price back at 8,500 going against the Jets. A guy who I think he's not super cheap, but it's a guy, Moody, you talked up a lot of preseason. It's Quinshon Judkins, and not only Do I like it? He's playing the 49ers, but with Shadur, what we saw is if they're inside the 10, they're putting Quinshon Judkins at Wildcat quarterback, and he's just going to try and pound it in. So I think that's a huge addition to his already pretty good fantasy value. So give me Quinshon Judkins at $6,200. All right, let's talk about wide receivers. Top of the market, Jackson Smith-Njigba.
What a season he's having,
Incredible.
Man. And I want to shout out too to is Schneider still the GM in Seattle?
Yep, John Schneider.
I got to say, like, I know you normally don't comment on the GM stuff, but the way he handled everything this offseason, moving on from Geno, spending the money on Darnold, had to trade away DK because they gave the money to Darnold. Couldn't have played it better. Not that DK hadn't been pretty good for Pittsburgh, but those were ballsy moves. Trading DK was unpopular, and could not have played it all better. Just got to give him credit for it.
Yeah. All right, JSN, $9,500. Puka Nakua, $9,000. His teammate, Devontae Adams, red zone target extraordinaire, $7,500. Drake London right now is questionable, $7,300. Justin Jefferson, $7,100. Jalen Waddle, $6,800. Nico Collins, $6,700. Emeka Ibuka, $6,500. It goes down by hundreds. After that, you can get all the way down to, let's see, Elijah Moore, $3,000. MVS, $3,000. In that range, if you want someone who's playable. Jalen Noel, $3,000. So, Moody, who stands out to you on the receiver market?
If I'm going with Jacoby Brissett, you have to throw Michael Wilson in there right now. He has been a target monster the last couple weeks with Marvin Harrison Jr. out. And I saw yesterday they said Marvin Harrison's not going to come back until he's physically and mentally ready to play once again. That made it sound like to me he's probably not going to be good to go on Sunday. If that's the case, I think at 5,900 you just have to have Michael Wilson in your lineup. I like Ladd McConkey at 6,300 against Las Vegas. Raiders pass defense, not good. This feels like a really good game for Ladd and that Chargers passing attack to get going. And then I have to go to the bottom of the barrel because I really need to save some money somewhere. I'm going John Mechie at $3,800.
He caught some balls this week against Dallas.
He caught some balls.
Scored.
It looks like he's their number one right now with Garrett Wilson out, who's going to be out once again. Atlanta's pass defense is very solid. But I have to save money somewhere. This felt like the best place to save money on a guy that's maybe undervalued in his current role. So I like John Mechie at 3,800. Hopefully he gets in the end zone again.
Love it. Mincy, who are you going with there?
All right, I'm going. Man, it's hard. The effort was so bad from Bryce Young, but Tet still got in the end zone, and I think they're going to be playing from behind against the Rams. So I'm going Tet at 6,100. He's just such a good red zone target. I'm going Parker Washington at 5,600. Brian Thomas still questionable, but man, Washington's been playing pretty damn good, man. That somebody's got to catch the ball in Jacksonville. And then I'm also going Michael Wilson just for everything Moody just said. I mean, I'm already on Brissett too, so I'm going with those two guys.
Love that. I am also looking at a $3,800 wide receiver. And it is not John Mechie III, even though I do like that play. I'm going with Tyler Lockett, who's seen a little bit of a mini resurgence with playing with his old teammate Geno Smith. His last 3 games with the Raiders, he's averaging 4 catches, about high 40s, low 50 yards per game. I think, again, Chip Kelly being fired, I think there's a little bit of a catalyst for the offense. They don't have a lot of options there. They traded away Jacoby Myers. Dante Thornton really has not taken a step forward as you wanted to see. Jack Betch not really giving you the output that you're looking for. I think Tyler Lockett is a guy who could go off, and I think at $3,800, it's a perfectly reasonable price for a guy with a lot of potential. And like I said, I kind of like the Raiders this week. So give me Tyler Lockett at $3,800. He's my plant your fly guy of the week. All right, let's talk about tight ends. Tight ends, Trey McBride, top of the market, $7,800.
That's the highest price I've seen for a tight end. $7,800?
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
damn.
They're going to have to throw the ball against the Bucs. Brock Bowers, $5,800. George Kittle, $5,300. Tyler Warren, $5,200. Dalton Kincaid, we don't know if he's going to play just yet, $4,500. Arondé Gadsden the second, $4,300. Goes down by hundreds after that. You can get Colby Parkinson for $2,800 or Taysom Hill for $2,700 with Gunnar Helm, 26. Darnell Washington, 27. Mincy, who do you like in the tight end market?
I'm going with Oronde Gadsden. I just like his explosive ability at 4,300. His upside because he catches the ball down the field. He's got big play potential that other tight ends don't have. And, 4,300, I think, when you're looking at how high the other guys are, I think it's a good value.
Moody, who do you like in the tight end market?
I went mid-tier pretty much across the board, so I would have money to go get Trey McBride. He is the best tight end in football this season. He's been incredible week after week. And the last few weeks, it has been a two-man show. It's been Michael Wilson and Trey McBride. They're both getting all the targets. Dortch has been a factor as well, but it's really just been those two. And then I'm doubling down on tight ends this week. I'm throwing another tight end in my flex. I'm taking Cade Otton against the Arizona Cardinals as well. I just think this is a really good spot for Otton. Egbuka has slowed down a little bit. He's seeing number one coverage and it's starting to make you think, like, is he a true number one or is he just a really solid number two? I like Cade Otton to be a factor in this game. So give me him at 4,100, and that gives me just enough money to get my defense.
I'm also going with the two tight end strategy. I do like Trey McBride against the Bucs. The Bucs really struggle to cover with their linebacker. Savasio Dennis has not been very good in coverage. Levante David is in year 14. Trey McBride is an elite pass catching option at tight end. $7,800 is very expensive. I think this week he's probably worth it. But also, I've been telling you guys, I've been all over the Raiders. Brock Bowers, $5,800. I think this is a big week for him. So give me Brock Bowers and Trey McBride doubled up. The tight end spot. I
want to comment on real quick. I like your theory on the Raiders, actually, because Chip Kelly, he runs that real simplified playbook.
Yep.
And, dude, they gave him 3 years, $18 million. He was the highest paid offensive coordinator in the NFL. Yeah. Didn't even make it through year one. I do think there could be a bump after him. I've always heard, he's had a lot of trouble just in the NFL in general because he has such a simple playbook.
Yeah. All right, let's go to finally the defense. Chargers top of the market going against the Raiders, 4,000. Seahawks 3,900. Rams 3,800 goes down by hundreds after that. For $2,200, you can get the Titans. For $2,100, you can get the Panthers. Moody, who are you going with on defense?
I'm planting my flag right here. Give me the Los Angeles Rams against the Carolina Panthers. My favorite defense in the NFL, I talked a lot about Green Bay and Houston, or in Kansas City. The Rams, my Super Bowl favorite before the season. And the reason I liked them so much coming in was because of this defense, and they have done nothing but prove that to be the case week after week. They're a legitimate Super Bowl contender. They're 3,800. They're one of the more expensive teams this week. That's perfectly fine. We saw Carolina look awful in the first half last week. They're going to look even worse against this Rams defense. I truly believe that. Love the Rams at 3,800.
All right. Mincy, who you rolling with?
I'm having to save money because I spent too much. I'm going with the Jets, Jets, 2,400 against Kirk Cousins. And I don't know if London's going to be back yet or not. If he's out, Atlanta's offense is bad, and that's going to be an ugly game. So that's what I got.
I am going to roll with the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh,
a little bit on the pricier side. They are $3,900. But they are going against a Minnesota Vikings team who we do not know who's even going to play quarterback. Is J.J. McCarthy going to, after he...
The backup's a rookie free agent, Brosner.
J.J. McCarthy very shadily reporting concussion-like symptoms on the plane directly before a very difficult game. This feels like a little bit of another soft benching where they're just trying to keep him out of harm's way. He has looked terrible.
Yeah, I saw a report on the internet where they actually didn't want to bring, we thought they were going to drag Wentz out as long as they could until he got hurt, but they were trying to let Wentz start the rest of the year. And we saw a stat with JJ, and granted he played against the Green Bay defense. If he would have spiked the ball every play, he would have had a higher quarterback rating than he did by playing. He could have spiked it every down, and his pass rating was worse than that on Sunday. I might as well have been playing quarterback. That's how bad that is.
That is pretty tough. All right, that does it for Fantasy Football Factory Week 13. Shout out to everybody that watched the Sunday show, which was today's, and the Thanksgiving show. We appreciate you very much. For the King of South Mincy, for Moody, I am Stephen Shea. Hopefully we see you in the winner's circle. See you guys.